The average price of a new car went from $3,700 in 1971 to around $48,000 in 2021, which is a growth of 1,300%. At the same time, Disney World tickets went from $3.50 in 1971 to on the low end of $109 in 2021, which is a growth of 3,100%. Now, I understand I'm just cherry picking a few items to compare household income to, but you have to understand that even if you look at the general inflation numbers, household income on average has not grown fast enough to keep up with the inflation that we've been seeing, because guess what? Inflation didn't just become a thing after the pandemic. Inflation was around since the 1970s and even before then, but it really ramped up in the early 1970s. Most people didn't know it was happening because inflation was at a low enough number that most people never even noticed it, but it's been around, and that's been eroding the purchasing power for the average person. But the more important part isn't just comparing your incomes with the cost of living, it's also looking at incomes with the prices of assets, because if you've been following this channel, you know that assets are how you become wealthy, owning the investments. And you need to also take a look at how investment values have inflated over the years, because that makes it more difficult for the average person to invest if asset prices are higher. Now, we did a full deep dive of this in Market Briefs, but let's take a look at the numbers. As a reminder, as a point of comparison, household income grew by around 700% between 1971 to 2021, and median home prices that were sold grew from $28,300 in 1971 to around $346,000 in 2021. That's a growth of home prices by 1,200%, and the Dow Jones went from around 900 points in 1971 to over 34,000 points in 2021. That's a growth of over 3,700%. Now you can start to see why more and more Americans are struggling financially, even though most households have two people working versus before it was just one person working, because for number one, the wages for certain positions have grown so much faster than other positions. Number two, the concentration of wealth has skewed more towards the wealthy. And number three, we've seen a growth in the cost of living faster than average wages. And not just that, the cost of assets, the cost of investing has also grown significantly faster than wages and income. Now, when most people hear this, you get angry, you get upset, you cry, you complain. But the reality is, I'm going to be completely honest with you, that doesn't do any good. It's not going to help your bank statement. It's not going to help your credit card statement. It's not going to help your future wealth complaining about the problem. But what will help is you understanding what's going on, understanding the trend of the economy, understanding what's going on with our money. And once you understand this, getting more financially educated, that way you can then take advantage of what's happening. Because if you stick with me through this video, I'm going to talk about the different things that you can do. That way you can win in this economic system despite all of this happening. Because let me tell you something that a lot of people in power don't want you to know. The system is designed to benefit the wealthy and the financially educated, which means if you're not wealthy yet, you can still take advantage of the way the system works if you understand how the system works. And that means you have to be financially educated, but that means you have to understand and work on three things. Number one is you have to understand how to win in this economic system. Number two is you have to know how to earn money the right way. And number three is you have to know not just how to keep your money, but you have to know how to grow your money without you physically having to grow it yourself. Let me start by talking about number one, which is understanding how to win in this economic system. Now, before I jump into that, I do want to let you know that if you are interested in staying up to date on what's happening in the top finance and business news, I created a free newsletter called Market Briefs as a way to keep you updated on what's happening in things like the economy, the housing market, the stock market, the crypto market, and the global economy. That way you don't get blindsided by what's happening in the economic world. Even if you didn't grow up with a financial background, it's super easy to understand. It's a super fun read, and you can read it in less than 5 minutes every morning. Market Briefs is completely free, and if you want to join, you can go to briefs.co/market. That's briefs.co/market, and I also got the link for you down in the description below. If you enjoyed this short clip from my longer videos, here's another clip that I think you'll love. And while you're at it, if you're interested in learning more about how to start generating passive income, our team put together an amazing guide on how to start generating passive income for free. All you got to do is click that button right over there. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling.